So, I wasn't going to film this because it was just a rag joint on the steering on the Mustang 2 front end that's in the Model A, but as you can see, the Model A's in the air. There's tools everywhere, parts everywhere, bearing, slip collar. Yep. So let me bring you up to speed. Rag joint was bad. I got parts everywhere. So I changed the rag joint. I don't know if I can get this out of here without making a mess and marking up everything. There are some marks still on this car that need to be addressed. That's from the hood, the mark on the hood when the hood came down a long time ago. So to fix that. So anyway, rag joint. Couldn't get one. My neighbor's busy. So I couldn't get a rag joint, so I made one. And where I stuck the one that was worn out that I was going to show you, oh, still here, but it was blown here, and it was blown here, and then it also took the bearing out when it did. This happened like right in the driveway, and when it did, the bearing fell apart. Ooh. Oh, no, I didn't break that, did I? Nope. So anyway, the bearing broke, and the collar for the steering shaft, it caught on the frame when it rolled over, and it snapped it. So I had to take the power steering pump off. I had to cut the steering shaft because they had already cobbled something here at one time whenever they did it. I mean, it's pretty normal the way this is done. I've seen a lot of that. But at the end, you can see there's a bearing in there. And it's encased from the inside down. And it's also welded at the top, so you can't get the bearing out of there. So I had to get the bearing out. I had to cut the bearing. Right there. Cut it out of there. So I will be putting a one of these little bearings back in. I'll tap it in. Gonna grind it down a little bit, tap it in, then I'll weld it. But I can't weld it here, so I gotta put it together to take it apart, to drive it, or put it together to take it to the garage, so I can take it back apart and weld it. So I'll use a slip collar, and I will slide this over. I'll measure it about halfway. I'll drill straight through. I'll put a grade 8 in there. I'll bunt the other one to it, and then I'll drill through that and put another grade 8 in there, and that'll hold it. That will hold it from falling apart while I drive it up the garage. Then when I get up on the hoist, I can do a couple things. I got to change the tail seal on the C4. It is seeping. You just notice that. I got that. I'll change that. I got to pull the drive shaft to do that. And hopefully the bearing will be back in. I'm toying with changing the steering all over, getting rid of the rag joint and putting it's 3/4 inch shaft, 36 spline that goes onto the rack and pinion. So I can get a 36 spline U-joint, which would look similar to, there's a one-way around here. I must have one here somewhere. Yeah. So it would be similar to this, but on one end, it'd be a little bit longer with a bolt that goes through it, threads through it to get onto the other spline. The spline has a indent mark on it where the bolt goes all the way through, runs across the top of the shaft and holds it securely, holding the splines from twisting. 36 spline, 3/4 inch round, and so yeah, I'm probably going to do that, but for now there's still a little bit of good weather here, and I'd like to drive this a little bit more, so I'm going to fix the steering permanent for me on most things, but temporarily for this car. And I'll bring it back when I can get the bearing in. I got to do a little filing to get the tap the bearing in, and I'll put the safety collar on it to hold it. I'll drill it, put it all back together, and hopefully I can get that to turn enough, be secure enough, take it to the garage, and I'll take it back apart, weld everything up good. Okay? See you soon. We have cooled down. It is 65 degrees here today. It was 63 yesterday, and not looking to be much above 70 tomorrow. And this is August, where are we now? 11th. August 11th. So, all right, I'll bring you back soon, and hopefully my neighbor did his cement broke up. Hope I'm going that good when I'm almost 80 years old. He's tireless, this guy. All right, see you soon.